Hi, Floppycatters! Vlogging day 3. Live vlogging, I should say. So, every day, Charlie, Trigg, and I go outside. I just came home from Pilates, so he likes to smell my feet after that. And I get asked about letting them outside all the time because sometimes Ragdoll cat breeders and have words in their contracts. I can think of statements in their contracts saying that ragdolls aren't allowed to go outside. The whole reason why ragdolls aren't supposed to go outside is because there's supposed to be more of a docile nature. There's lots of arguments behind letting cats outside because they can kill wildlife and they, just kill them. They don't eat them. So there's lots of controversy behind that. And then there's also lots of other dangers. I had someone in Texas one time get pretty upset with me for letting my cats outside because of owls and raptors and all that kind of stuff. So I live in a neighborhood that was built in the 1940s, and we're kind of, midtown, if you will. Not so much suburbia, but was probably suburbia back in the day type of thing. Chiggy finally came out too. It's nice enough here that I don't even have my heat or air conditioning on, so I'll just leave my door open while they're out. Anyway, long story short, with letting cats outside, I think it's a personal owner's choice, and I stay out here with them the entire time we're outside. So that really sucks when it's like 15 degrees outside. But obviously really nice when it's like this outside. It is magnificent. No clouds, just how I like it. So my cats don't jump over the fence. It's completely fenced in, so they stay in my backyard. They don't go into other people's backyards. I actually don't like other cats in my backyard or near anything. I detest it because they'll spray urine, to mark their territory, and it's awful. And actually what I've done to remedy that problem is I get tiger poop from the zoo. So from the Kansas City Zoo, they collect tiger poop for me, and then I literally put the poop out around my house to keep the cats away. It was actually a guy in the UK that told me about that they sell tiger urine at nurseries and stuff in the UK. And I didn't think it was, I don't know if it's sold here actually. I didn't even look into it, but he said tiger poop could work too. So that's why I went with the tiger poop. And it does, and I have some in the freezer right now. It's delicious. Just open it up and you've got freezer tiger poop. The funny thing was one night when so oftentimes my recycle bins or my trash can will get sprayed by a cat, and Fluffy Animation Justin Bieber just goes, ew, and I know, yeah, it's very gross. I have an additional freezer, though, not my main freezer that I keep my human food in. It's my freezer downstairs in the basement. But anyway, I had put the tiger poop right by my recycle bins outside, and my neighbors decided to start hitting something, which doesn't make for good sound effects. Anyway, this guy was walking his dog, and the dog like beeline for the tiger poop, and I was like, I'm pretty sure that is you guys are responding to the tiger poop in my freezer. It's all in Ziploc baggies. It's not like free flowing in my freezer. Maybe we can show that in one of these vlogging videos. Anyway, back to the guy with the dog. So the dog beelines to my recycle bin, and I tell the owner, that's probably a smell he's never smelled before. And the guy started laughing, and he's like, yeah, okay, what is it? And I was like, it's tiger poop. And he was like, I'm sorry, what? And I was like, yes, I get it from the zoo, and it's tiger poop. And he was like, he totally didn't believe me. He thought I was making stuff up. All right, now I'm gonna start reading some of your comments. Maggie May said, if it works, amen, sister. What I love about it is it doesn't hurt anybody. The tigers, it doesn't hurt them to take a dump, and then it doesn't hurt the domestic cats to smell it. It just scares them, and so they stay away. And it doesn't cause harm to anyone, and then obviously the poop can go into the soil. I love it. Oh, Wendy said we have coyote urine at garden centers in Connecticut for deer. I'm sure we do too. But coyotes are canines. So that was the thing, is I needed a bigger... Wow. Dang it. Are you guys back? Yeah, sorry, I think I went too far away. Trigg is getting a dental on the 24th. Ugh, not looking forward to that. Okay, what is it about the tiger poop specifically? Woo! Whenever a teacher asked me to read out loud in class, I always struggled. Can you see why? So it would be better if it was tiger urine, because urine is marking territory. But it's the tiger, it's because it's a larger feline is why I think it works. It's kind of how it was explained to me, that it'd be a larger feline is why. Let's see if I can go find Chiggy. There he is. Gosh. Trigg. I love Trigg. Because he's always in his own little world. Like, I don't even know. He just delights me to no end. Because he's always like, what is he doing over here? Just, Cow, are you watching the chipmunkies? Go. Yes, DLev54 said, I think it's because it's a large prey animal. But it has to be feline. I know that. Like, I couldn't put dog poop and dog piss around my house. So I could easily make that happen with my parents' German Shepherd. Hi, baby. Who came? This one always follows me. Yes. Hi, baby boo. Hi, baby boo. What's Chiggy doing? Oh, that's nice. So another thing with letting them outside is that we do have flea control. Charlie had a lot of mats before I left on that trip, and so I was working with scissors, which you're not supposed to do because you could cut their skin, but to get the mats out. And while I was doing that, I saw a flea in his fur, and I was like, no, I didn't think it was time yet. I'm kind of lackadaisical on flea control as far as, like in the winter, I don't put it on them at all. And then I only put it on every 6 weeks because I live in an area that freezes. But if you live in Florida, for example, you can't really be lackadaisical. And I did try all the naturopathic ways and stuff, and we kept getting fleas, and I hate fleas. So I stopped doing those. And I buy Revolution from our vet, which I've learned it's really important to buy directly from your vet because that's the only way that the substance can be controlled. Because if it's exposed to too much heat and stuff like that, it can be dangerous for the kitties. Oh, Maggie May just asked, well, a little bit ago. Curious to know what you think about flea meds and the best kind. I have to put it on every year, but it's toxic to my babies. So I agree that it isn't my favorite thing to put on, and that's why I put it on every 6 weeks instead of every 4 weeks. Well, number one, because I got my vet to admit that, yeah, it's probably not necessary to put it on every 4 weeks. Again, guys, this is because of where I live, not because of the flea med in general. And she said, a lot of times they just have you put it on every 4 weeks because it's easier for humans to remember that, like the 1st of the month or the 15th of the month or whatever. And obviously them getting anemic is a problem from fleas. And then what's the other thing? I mean, with all the mosquito stuff that's going on now, I'm totally okay with it. I'd rather them be protected that way. And I actually think that it helps their immunity, but I could be wrong. I also think if you put a lot of negative energy into something like that, then it will come to fruition. So I just try not to get into all that stuff anymore. Wendy asked, do your ragdolls shed an undercoat as it gets warmer? So ragdolls supposedly don't have an undercoat. So I would say no to that, but yes, they shed a ton. That's why Charlie had so many mats before I left, and he still has a few, but we got a lot out the other day with the seam ripper. I posted a photo of it on our Facebook page. Mary Ann said, I used flea powder once and it almost killed my cat. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that is awful. I don't even know what flea powder is. Okay. There's a 12-week pill now for cats. Your thoughts? Maggie May, I don't know what you mean. A 12-week flea pill? Oh, get it, woo. Get it, woo. We applied Frontline to all 3 yesterday, and we have to worry about ticks. Oh, yeah, Wendy. My vet on our most recent visit just said that Revolution, what I use, has come out with one that's good for ticks too. And I was like, so is the one that I have not good for ticks? And she's like, well, it kind of is. And I was like, okay, well, then we'll just, I was like, I'll let more cats, be on that before I put mine on there. And I like a product to be on the market for 5 to 10 years before I try it on mine. So I use it. Charlie always goes to this side because he can see the front and smell the front. Mine get Revolution. It's an alcohol-based one, so there's no like oily residue left on the back of their necks. Charlie, you wouldn't even know you put it on him. He doesn't care at all. This one hates it. Hates it. He thinks like I have been possessed by the devil and did a very horrible thing to him. Yes, I know you hate it so much. I don't know about the 12-week flea thing. And again, I go back to what I said earlier. I would want more cats on it for a longer period of time. What? I touched him right on his neck while we were talking about flea control. He hates me to touch that part of his neck because of flea control. Anyway, because he just thinks I'm going to put it on that it's not tender or anything. But I would want a product to be proven on the market before I use it on my cats. Okay, come on, where are the comments? The comments, just so for those of you that don't know how live video works, that they kind of disappear as you continue to film and talk, and so you have to put your finger, that's why come on, to bring it back up. It's hard to explain. Susan House said, hi from Washington. Susan House, I grew up with someone named Susan House. That's funny. Hi from Washington State. I don't have ragdolls, but I do have a part Norwegian forest cat. I love your channel, not just for your babies, but for your reviews on products for them. Thank you. Yes, those product reviews are super, super time consuming. And unfortunately, the view count on them has gone down, and I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but thank you. Charlie for fleas. Wendy said, I convinced my sister to feed only wet food to her cats. As per your channel, due to what you said about dehydration, they are clearly healthier and their coats are gorgeous. Awesome, Wendy. My sister-in-law, my brother and sister-in-law had their cat on dry food, and my sister-in-law came from a house that didn't have any pets growing up. So it was pretty easy to convince my brother, only because he loved the cat. This cat is still alive. She's 15 or so. But I was like, listen, if you wanted to live like a healthier life, I would suggest wet food only. Anyway, about a month after she had been on it, my sister-in-law was like, I can't believe the difference in her coat. Like, her coat feels like hydrated and she looks good. And I was like, yes. So that's great. And then Wendy wrote, last year I started late spring and we must have dragged in a tick after a hike and one got engorged on it. Ugh, ticks. So the only fear that I have with ticks is, like I said at the beginning of this video, I live in like the midtown area of Kansas City. So there's lots of people spraying pesticides and insecticides. And so I'm not really concerned about ticks in this area. But if we go to my parents' lake house where that's not happening, and the dog can bring them in, then yes. Ooh, ticks on dogs. Ooh. I grew up with German Shepherds, and they always had ticks on them from the lake, and they would like fall out off engorged, and that's how I feel about them. Look at those fluffy pantaloons. Where are you going? I love you. Marianne, what are the best wet pet food brands for Ragdolls in your opinion? Well, I guess I'll say a couple things. I really don't like the Ragdoll thing. To me, a cat is a cat. I think that there's a difference between a long-haired cat and a short-haired cat, certainly for the upkeep and care. But in general, I don't think like a Ragdoll should be fed a different diet than any other cat. So with that said, I think after having this website for 11 years, the best brands are the ones that work for you and your cat. It's probably a lame excuse or a lame reason, but there's no one good thing that's for everybody. One of our viewers here on YouTube just did a write-up on, she changed her cat's diet to homemade raw food, and that is going to publish on the 11th on the website. And it's an awesome write-up, and it's really cool what she did for her cats. She literally, with her husband, takes 2 hours every 2 or 3 weeks, I think she said, to make the food, and has seen dramatic changes in her cats. So there's no easy answer. There's no easy, like Wendy just asked, what are your thoughts on Maruva? Mine get Maruva, so I think it's fine. I'm not a cat nutritionist. I would prefer mine to be on like Ziwi, Peak, and Feline Nutrition. I think it's Feline Nutrition. No, Feline Natural. Feline Natural. Those are both New Zealand-based cat food companies, and they're pretty expensive. But I also have more faith in the meat and the processing in New Zealand than I do here. But I mean, if you really want to get into that whole discussion, you can go to catinfo.org, or you can go to The Truth About Pet Food is either .org or .com, and it will provide insight on how to find the right foods and for your cats. Oh yeah, Wendy was talking about Lyme disease and ticks. Named for the old town Old Lyme in Connecticut. We have big issues in Connecticut in the Northeast, I'd say. Yeesh. All right, guys. We're almost at 20 minutes, and yesterday's vlog was at 30. So I think I'm going to end it today, and then let these two wander a little bit and go grab a cup of tea, because that's what I do. I drink tea while they wander about. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you tomorrow. Oh, Wendy just wrote, do you have any recommendations on where to adopt Ragdolls? Wendy, if you send me an email, I have a page on the website that has a list of resources where you can go to find ragdoll cats in need. There's no one resource, unfortunately, but you can kind of look in your area through the resources that are listed on this page. So just shoot